unanimous consent that all members be given 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks.
Without objection.
And also to include extraneous material on H.J.Res 106.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
So moved.
I rise in strong support of H.J. Resolution 106, a Congressional Review Act resolution led by Congressman Nick Begich of Alaska. This CRA reverses a resource management plan, or RMP, for the central Yukon region in Alaska, which locked up an astonishing 13.3 million acres of land. Alaska is crucial to our national security and economic prosperity. In 2020, President Trump announced a draft RMP for the central Yukon that, among other provisions, revoked Public Land Order 5150 and unleashed American energy. For more than a decade, the state of Alaska has worked on this RMP to revoke Public Land Order 5150, which would unlock millions of acres of land from restrictive de facto wilderness management and return it to multiple use. Unfortunately, the previous administration reversed this decision against the wishes of Alaskans and finalized a new RMP that enshrined Public Land Order 5150. On his first day in office in 2025, President Trump issued Executive Order 14153 on unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential, which directly called for repealing the Biden administration's Central Yukon RMP. This CRA advances President Trump's executive order. So why is this CRA so important? Revoking Public Land Order 5150 is the first step in allowing the state of Alaska to acquire lands that are critical to 2 essential projects, Ambler Road and the Alaska LNG pipeline. Currently, our adversaries have a chokehold on worldwide mineral supply chains. Alaska, our 49th state, has rich deposits of 49 out of the 50 minerals on the critical minerals list. With such abundant resources in our own backyard, it should be appalling to every American that the United States relies 100% on imports for 12 of the 50 critical minerals on the critical minerals list. What's more, our nation is 50% net import reliant for an additional 29 critical minerals on the list. The smartphones that we carry around every day in our pockets contain 15 critical minerals. Computers, home appliances, and batteries all rely on critical minerals. The Ambler Mining District in Alaska is home to some of the largest deposits of these minerals, including copper, cobalt, and zinc. Just 4 deposits in the Ambler Mining District alone have an estimated resource value of $26 billion. But currently, there is no way to access these minerals. To do so, we need to construct Ambler Road. Last year, the Biden administration denied a permit for Ambler Road, effectively preventing Alaskans from developing their own resources. Passing this CRA is the first step in allowing Alaska to acquire these lands outright, create long-term certainty for this project. Constructing this road and allowing access to the Ambler Mining District is expected to create thousands of new jobs and produce $1.1 billion of revenue for Alaska. Road construction alone will create more than 350 jobs, creating economic opportunity desperately needed in rural Alaska. Now keep in mind, this is only one project unlocked by this CRA. This CRA will also help the advancement of the Alaska LNG pipeline project. Global demand for energy is expected to double by 2050, and our domestic energy production must rise to meet that demand. With the rise of data centers and AI fueling this growth, it is more important than ever that we produce energy here at home rather than ceding energy dominance to hostile foreign nations like China and Russia. Once online, the Alaska LNG project will produce 3.5 billion cubic feet of natural gas daily and sustain more than 10,000 jobs. Through this project, Alaskans will gain long-term and affordable gas for home heating and industrial needs. Currently, the gas supply for Alaska from the Cook Inlet is uncertain, and local utilities are evaluating alternate supplies, including importing LNG. It goes against all common sense to import LNG into Alaska when the state is blessed with abundant resources that can supply the state and beyond. Every action must be taken to provide North Slope-produced gas to Alaskans for their home heating and local industry needs. In addition to providing gas to Alaska, the Alaska LNG pipeline will be able to export 20 million tons of LNG yearly, reaching our Asian allies in 6 days with no strategic choke points. It's no exaggeration to say that creating this pipeline is one of the most crucial steps we can take to counter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. Earlier this year, I led a bipartisan congressional delegation to Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. Taiwan has already signed a letter of intent with the state of Alaska to purchase Alaskan LNG, and both Japan and South Korea are deeply interested in pursuing American energy from Alaska, as well as other Pacific Rim nations. But the message we heard at each stop was universal and resounding. Without certainty in the timeline and our permitting system, these countries won't be able to buy our energy. Make no mistake, these are our allies, and they desperately want to buy American. They'd much rather get their energy from the North Slope than from China and Russia, the friends of North Korea. Today's CRA is the first step in providing energy certainty to Alaska and our allies abroad. We're taking strong, decisive action to remove barriers that prevent us from accessing our own energy and minerals. By unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential, we're providing energy certainty and affordability to Alaska and creating thousands of well-paying jobs, generating billions of dollars in revenue for federal and state coffers, and keeping America and our allies safe from foreign adversaries. I'd like to commend Representative Begich, the entire Alaska delegation, and Governor Dunleavy for their work on this effort. I urge my colleagues to support the bill, and I reserve the balance of my time.